My light dog. Clara's trip to Texas wasn't just a vacation, it was an escape from the deafening silence of her apartment in Seattle. Clara was a thriller writer, someone who controlled every word and every fate on her pages, but she felt her own life was at a standstill. Her grandmother Elena lived on a farm where the sky seemed endless. One hot afternoon, as the sun set in shades of orange and violet, the two were drinking lemonade on the porch. Elena, with wise eyes that seemed to read the soul, broke the silence. Clara, you have everything the world says you need to be happy. But when I look at you, I see a house with the lights turned off. Clara tried to protest, mentioning her career and her independence. But her grandmother interrupted her with a gentle gesture. There is a legend that our ancestors brought from the stars. They believe that not all souls come to earth in human bodies. Some come on four legs. They are the light beings. They are not pets. They are guides sent to us when we are lost. Clara laughed, skeptical. Grandma, I'm a practical woman. I don't have time to clean up fur or go for walks in the middle of the night. My life is focused and productive. Elena smiled, not offended. Light doesn't ask for permission, Clara. It simply shines. But remember, if one of these beings crosses your path one day, there is a pact of honor. You must look into their eyes, take off your armor, and ask, would you accept being my companion on this journey? Would you honor me by spending your life with me? If they accept, you will know. And from that moment on, your destinies will be sealed. Clara returned to the city. The contrast was painful. Her apartment was gray, modern, and cold. She wrote for 10 hours a day, surrounded by screens and silence. The boyfriend she had broken up with months ago was just a distant shadow. But the loneliness he left behind wasn't because of him. It was the lack of something alive inside those walls. One night a storm broke over the city. Clara was coming back from the supermarket in a hurry, protecting her bags. As she passed a dark alley where trash was piling up, she stopped. Amidst the sound of the rain, there was a noise, a high-pitched whimper, almost a whisper. Between plastic bags and puddles of freezing water, she saw a pair of bright eyes. It was a puppy, too small to be alone, with fur that was once white but now stained with mud. He was shivering so much that Clara felt the tremor in her own heart. "What are you doing here, you poor thing?" she murmured, forgetting her practicality. She picked him up. He was as light as a feather. The plan was simple. I'll take him home, warm him up, and tomorrow I'll give him up for adoption. I don't want a dog. At home, the transformation began without Clara noticing. As she dried the puppy with her best towel, she noticed how he looked at her, not with fear, but with deep gratitude, as if he knew her. She gave him some food and watched him eat quickly. The next day, the vet confirmed, "No chip. He is healthy, but he needs a home." Clara was firm. "I can't keep him. I'm a writer, I travel, I'm busy." The vet, seeing that the shelter was full, asked, "Can you keep him for just 2 weeks, until we find the perfect family?" Clara hesitated, but the eyes of the puppy, whom she secretly started calling Soul, son, won her over. Those 2 weeks were magical. The gray apartment gained color. Clara found herself laughing at Soul's clumsy runs down the hallway. She started waking up early to watch the sunrise with him. She bought toys, hiding them when she had visitors, refusing to admit she was getting attached. Her heart, once cold, was now warm, as if his presence had turned on the heater in her soul. On the 15th day, the phone rang. "Clara, We found a family. They have a huge garden and children. It's the perfect place for him. Can you bring him tomorrow?" Clara felt as if the floor had disappeared. She hung up the phone and looked at Saul. He was sitting on the rug, looking at her with his head tilted, as if he understood every word. She started packing his things, the new bed, the bowls, the teddy bear he loved. Every object she put in a bag felt like it weighed a ton. Tears, which Clara rarely let fall, began to wet Saul's fur. She remembered her grandmother Elena's voice in Texas. "Light doesn't ask for permission." Clara dropped the bag. She knelt on the floor at the same height as the dog. The silence of the room was now filled only by their breathing. She held his face gently and looked into those deep brown eyes. With a trembling but surrendered voice, she recited the words of the legend. "Soul, would you accept being my companion on this journey? Would you honor me by spending your life with me?" The dog stood still for an eternal second. Then he took a step forward, pressed his forehead against Clara's, and gave a slow lick to her face, letting out a small sigh of satisfaction. He didn't just accept her, he rescued her. Clara called the vet and canceled the adoption. Then she called Texas. "Grandma, I asked the question. He said yes." Elena gave a soft, wise laugh. "I knew it, my dear. Now you understand. He isn't just a dog. He is your guardian. They say that when a dog enters our lives, it's because the gods decided that our hearts needed to remember how to love." Clara hung up the phone, sat at her desk to write, and Saul lay down across her feet. The house was no longer dark. The light had finally come to stay.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment your favorite part.
Rippling with ease, heartbeats sink into this melody. You and I forever, wild and free. Hands collide like waves on the shore. Every touch leaves me crazy.